Kinera's Verdandi, a $1,200 IEM with 1 bone conduction driver, 1 dynamic driver, 2 BAs, and 2 EST. Today we're giving this thing a review, so let's jump into it. Hey friends, Timmy here, welcome back to Avion Giz Audio. Today we have the Verdandi by Kinera. This unit is the most beautiful looking Kinera I've ever come across. And if you guys know Kinera as a brand, they're really into aesthetics. Most of their IEMs are fantastic looking. I love the entire collection when it comes to just aesthetics alone. The one drawback the brand always have tends to be in the tuning department. They don't really tune all that well, which is kind of unfortunate because I would love to recommend their stuff. I would love to own their stuff because they are indeed super pretty. And the Verdandi, again, is the prettiest one by far. The translucent design of the shell, you can see the inner workings and a little bit of an overlay of designs here. Just wonderful looking IEM. But Timmy, that all sounds great and all, but what about the sound performance? Does it sound good? Well, I kind of allude to that earlier in the video where I said that they kind of stumble in tuning, and they kind of stumble in tuning of this one as well. Now, normally I wouldn't even give it the time of day to review this IEM, but there are qualities about this that I like. In fact, there's one quality that I absolutely love, and I'm kind of gutted that is being held back by the tuning, and that quality is the bass. And I have no clue if the bone conductor is responsible for this or not, but the bass feels very rumbly. Like, it has a lot of physicalities to the rumble. Like, it doesn't feel like you're run-of-the-mill, you hear sub bass. This, you feel the sub bass. It is being hidden a lot by the upper mid-range though, because the upper mid-range here is extremely shouty. Like, it's just front and center, it's so forward, and there's 5K peak in the lower treble as well that adds more energy to the vocals. So a lot of the times you hear sub bass, you feel sub bass, yes, but you're distracted so much by the overwhelming amount of upper mid-range. It's just way too much. The treble, on the other hand, is rather well done past the lower treble. It's smooth, it's well extended. The EST drivers are implemented rather well in my personal opinion. The treble sounds really good. The only thing that's wrong here is the mid-range. The mid-range needs to be fixed. And I don't normally do this, but I EQ this IEM, and before we go any further, I'm not including EQ into the evaluation and final grade of this IEM. I just wanted to show you guys an example of what this could be. So I EQ'd down the upper mids to my liking, and I kind of killed a little bit of 5K peak that it has there, and the bass come alive, and the bass sounds even better. That's why I wanted to review this IEM. Even though I don't like the sound of it as a whole, the bass quality is just spectacular, and it makes me want to do an IEM in the future that maybe have a bone conduction driver as well. Again, I don't know if that's the culprit behind the good quality bass. I would have to do some more research on that, but regardless of all that, the bass is fantastic. Love it. The mid-range is really bad. The treble is pretty good, and I guess next would be technical performance. Let's bring up my scale right here, and I would put the Verdandi right around the Blessing 3. I would say that's really quite decent. It's not endgame level of technicalities quite yet because there is that really annoying upper mid-range shout that is masking a lot of the other qualities of the song. After EQing that shout away, I did notice that micro nuances are more apparent, and also instrumental separation becomes better as well. Because of that shoutiness, it really takes away all of your attention and it makes the sound quite narrow as well. The reason it still gets a pretty high mark in technical performance is because of that sub-bass physicality. There's resolution there in the bass that you just can't find often in most IEMs. Next is comparison time, and I picked two IEMs I recommend the most around this price point, the Monarch MK2 and the Elysian Gaia. But of course, if you have your own requests for a comparison, leave that down in the comment section below. I'll include those in my big comparison video coming in April. Versus the Monarch MK2, the Monarch MK2 wins in every single category except for bass. The Monarch MK2 is just one of the most well-tuned IEM, period. The only thing wrong with the Monarch MK2 is just it lacks excitement, like especially in the bass. Comparing the bass of Monarch Mark II versus Verdandi, Verdandi sounds infinitely better than the Monarch Mark II. Treble-wise, I would say they play around the same playing field. The biggest difference is in the mid-range. The Monarch Mark II completely body slams their Verdandi in that territory. Next is Elysian Gaia. Now the Gaia is known to be a very energetic, vocal forward IEM already, which is something the Verdandi was probably trying to go for, but the Verdandi really overdid it. The Gaia rides that line of being too much but never really reaching that level. Again, in the bass, the Verdandi absolutely wins for me. In the treble, it's kind of a toss-up. The Gaia can be a bit fatiguing, so if you want something more relaxing, you might enjoy the treble of the Verdandi more. And again, the mid-range, the Gaia absolutely body slams the Verdandi. All right, final verdict time. I give the Verdandi a orange thumb. I really can't recommend this IEM. Even though it has amazing bass, the other qualities kind of take away from it too much. Although I would say this, if you have a lot of money, I guess money is no object, and you love how beautiful the IEM looks, and you love to experience the bass I'm talking about, and you don't mind EQing, then I guess Verdandi, you know, you can buy it. But yes, it's an orange thumb for me. All right, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you have tried the Verdandi before, leave a comment down below. Share your experience with your fellow hobbyists. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out and bye.